Welcome everybody to yet another coffee time with Hako, the show where I have my morning coffee and then I pop into the morning. Well met peeps, I'm having a latte in a Bernese mug. So for this coffee time, number 85, I want to dedicate it entirely to Soldier Zero Amby and specifically her new buff. So I'm in the creator server for version 2.3, which means that last week I've been playing a bunch of Lucia, Manato, and the newly buffed Soldier Zero Amby. Usually we have like one new character to like test out. This has been a very busy like test server, and you know, I'm super excited, I'm not complaining. And now I feel like I've been playing enough Soldier Zero Amby to like kinda, you know, give you my first initial impressions regarding her buffs. Now we're still under NDA until Friday to like show stuff and talk about like specific numbers, but what I can talk about is my experience with Amby on the creator server. But since it's on the creator server, it also means that changes might apply before she reaches live. So overall, what do I think of her buffs? I think that they like managed to do a pretty good job at fixing what was wrong or clunky or that needed a little bit of polish with Soldier Zero Amby. When she came out, I don't feel like they were done cooking with Amby, and I think that what they've done for 2.3 is, you know, take her back into the oven and let her finish. And now she is perfectly cooked. And if we were to talk of like a fun rating, I'd say that Amby in her current state on the live servers, like unbuffed Amby, in terms of fun for me personally, I would maybe put her at a 4. So does her potential, does her buff change my fun rating of her? It does by quite a lot. I would probably now slap her in at, you know what, might be slightly generous, but I'm willing to give it a 7 out of 10 on the fun scale. So from a 4 to a 7, and I think, you know, that's one of the biggest things. She doesn't feel as clunky, she has a lot more utility. The core gameplay loop of Soldier Zero Amby, like, it doesn't change super much. Like, it's still basically the same rotations and the same playstyle. It's just a lot smoother. They've given her some grouping potential. She just feels more potent, and like, she just feels more like a premium agent compared to what she used to. And for me, with Soldier Zero Amby, this is what I had a gripe with. Like, you know, she didn't feel like she had as much tools in her toolkit like a lot other limited agents. And now they're giving her more tools, she just feels more complete and less like a chore to use. And now you might be sitting there wondering, like, Hako, like, out with it, what the hell are her changes? I haven't been paying enough attention. Well, they've increased her modifiers a bit. They've made her so she shares 30% of her crit damage to her entire team. Now she shares slightly more. More of her attacks are classed as aftershock. She enters into a special state after doing a dodge, and she also like casts an extra special attack after you fully consumed like 3 marks of an enemy. Also, if you have any like thunder marks left on an enemy when it dies, it jumps to the closest enemy. They've given her a grouping ability like with her basic attack string, and they've also reworked her second mindscape. Oh, and a big one. Her teammates can now also help build up her silver star, with a cooldown of 5 seconds, which times kind of perfectly with Orphe, for example. So fundamentally, she works in the same way, she's just better at what she does. She's still an aftershock agent that synergizes exceptionally well with other aftershock teammates, like Trigger, like Orphe. And with her potential, she's like even more kind of reliant on having aftershock teammates to like really fully utilize her kit. In terms of fun, which is really important, she's gotten a big boost in my opinion, and I think everybody that thought that, you know, she was lacking before, I don't reckon you'll find her lacking now. So fun is obviously a big one. Let's talk strength, like how much stronger is this Amby compared to the Anby we already had? Well, with the newly buffed and reworked Soldier Zero Amby, I've seen an increase between 15 to 20% in her best in slot team, like as an overall team score increase, 15 to 20%. With Orphe and Trigger as a teammate. And honestly, that is not bad at all. I don't think that they should have made her any stronger than she is currently. I think they hit a really good sweet spot. Now Ellen, she kind of became 50% stronger after her buffs. I wouldn't say like Sanbys is reaching those heights. Maybe we're talking 30% if we like just take her alone in a vacuum. But Ellen also needed like that power boost because she was struggling. Soldier Zero Amby, she just needed more tools in her toolkit. which they're given her. So if you have Soldiers here Amby's best-in-slot teammates like Orphe and Trigger, and you're raking in 40,000 on the Defiler, expect to see 48,000 with her buffs. But Hako, I don't have Trigger, I don't have Orphe. What can I expect? Well, if you're lacking any sort of competent Aftershock unit, hopefully you at least have Pulcra. But if you take her outside of Aftershock, you might be looking at a score increase between 7 to 10%. You know, depending on encounter and depending on what the teammates actually are. But the big focus on the rework was like making her even more potent in the Aftershock teams. And I would say strength-wise, she is very, very close to Seed now. Now, Aftershock is a little bit of a weird niche, and it is still very much a niche. And, you know, you are very fine just skipping it completely. And I think that's basically like what you should do. Either you go full in on Aftershock and you get the units required, or you save your polychromes and then, you know, you just, you know, dance around it and circumvent the entire niche completely. If you're not into the whole Aftershock meta and the Aftershock playstyle, Seed and Yanagi are probably like better universal units altogether. But if you want to make Aftershock work, Amby is a very, very like key player, and the buffs have made her a lot more potent and most importantly a lot more fun. So as someone that actually likes the Aftershock teams, especially after we got Orphe, like I enjoy not being able to see anything and just having the boss covered in a bunch of lasers from all directions. So I like the Aftershock team, but I've always felt like, you know, Sanby is by far the most boring Link out of it. Now she's actually quite fun to play, and you know, I'm super happy with that. And I think it's a very good look for the development team. Now we have two potentials in the game. We have Edlen and we have Soldier Zero Amby. Both cases where they didn't just crank up the modifiers and they actually fixed what was clunky, break apart the character, they take out what doesn't work and they put in stuff that really does work. And with this, I would say that they are 2 for 2 of like fixing all the characters and then like actually really fixing them. And I think the people that already loved playing Sanby, they will love it even more. And I think that a lot of people are gonna be in my shoes where they didn't really feel her before. Now they're feeling it. So yeah, overall, the Soldier Zero Amby buffs, very pleased. I don't feel like we could have asked for more. And I think all of you are gonna like it once you also get your hands on it. It still doesn't make her into a meta beast that you should bend over backwards to like get your hands on her rerun. But a very potent character in her specific niche, and that niche is still Aftershock. So yeah, everybody, let me know down in the comments, are you excited to try these buffs out for yourselves? Also, stay tuned to the channel because I have so much like Gotham 2.3 stuff coming up. We have Manato Showcase, Lucia Showcase, also new Soldier Zero Amby Showcase, guides, etc. More coffee. You know, it's gonna be a busy time coming up ahead. So everybody, as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a big hang, and until next time, Hako out.
Take it easy, lay back, fast the way I roll. So get off my tail, or else you will get to say hello to my jolly sharks. Got up, like, don't you know? Don't you know? You should know that I'll fight them all. These sharks got up, like, don't you know? Hurry up and get it done, but don't run my patience to the ground. If you need me here, these sharks got up, like, don't you know? Fun when I try, I'm second to none. Ooh, ooh, ooh.